Hello, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you haven't met me yet, I'm a full-time working mom of one baby girl. And on this channel, I like to talk about all things design, specifically focusing on the home, how it impacts our mental well-being, and what we can do daily to improve that. If that sounds good to you, please make sure to like and subscribe. I release videos every Thursday. Hopefully you can hear me. My microphone's died, so I'm working with the audio from the camera. Hopefully it's not too low. So in today's video, I really wanted to do a 1-year update of my current peel and stick kitchen. So it's been about a year and maybe like a couple months since I did the temporary apartment-friendly rental on my kitchen. So if you want to see the videos that I did for that, hopefully they're going to be linked around here somewhere. So I did like a 5-part renovation series. I did a huge declutter when I moved from my last apartment to this apartment. I kind of just brought everything with me. It was a lot of old stuff, old cups and plates, appliances, etc. I cleaned all of that out, and then I organized everything, and then I designed the look and appearance that I wanted to have for this kitchen, and yeah, and then I peeled and I sticked for, I can't even remember how long it took me now, maybe like a week or so. And it was a little bit of a struggle because my daughter was like around 6 months at the time, and she was all over the place, and I had to remove the cabinets. I had to take all of the cabinet faces off. I had to measure things, cut them to the appropriate size, put everything back up again. Anyway, I believe I touched on that in a previous video. So I really wanted to update this kitchen because the kitchen that was here before was extremely old and outdated, and it really didn't match the aesthetic that I wanted to go for my home and also for my lifestyle. I really think that it's important for us to design a home that we actually love. It does wonders for our well-being. It does wonders for our mental health. It's important for me to be in a space that I feel like represents myself. I feel much more comfortable. I feel much more productive, especially in the kitchen where cooking is such an essential function, especially to my lifestyle, making sure that I'm eating good, healthy meals, making sure I'm cooking healthy meals for my daughter. So I really wanted to make sure that the kitchen represented me. So the design aesthetic that I chose to go with, I really wanted to make sure that I kept things kind of bright and open. Since it is an apartment kitchen, it is a little bit smaller, and it is an L-shaped kitchen. I wanted to make sure that I was keeping things as bright and open as possible. So I chose a bright white for the upper cabinetry, and then I did a darker gray for the bottom cabinetry. I wanted to do like a marble effect on the countertops, and then I did a honeycomb pattern for the backsplash to add a little bit of interest and intrigue. All of these design elements came together really nicely, and I was extremely happy with the outcome and the overall look and design and aesthetic of the kitchen and how it turned out. So working with the peel and stick, so the materials that I chose, I specifically wanted to work with a heavier vinyl. And the vinyl that I chose, it's not like a very thin, flimsy material because I wanted to make sure that it held up over time, and it also held up with a lot of use because I do use my kitchen multiple times per day. I'm cooking multiple times per day, and I wanted to make sure I chose a heavy duty vinyl for the cabinets. And then also I really was just focusing more on like a design aesthetic for the backsplash, but it ended up working out really well because the backsplash tiles that I did end up purchasing were actually pretty thick and they stuck to the wall pretty well. The peel and stick material that I ended up choosing for the countertop, which the countertop is supposed to be the most durable, but I did choose a material that was a little bit thinner and more paper-like as opposed to the vinyl that I used on the cabinetry. If we didn't show you already in the edits, then you'll see some of the wear and tear that happened with the countertop, which I actually sort of expected would happen because countertops, like I said, do get the most use. You're placing things on top, you're washing them more frequently, and they do get a lot of that heavy-duty wear and tear. So as far as maintenance, I haven't had any issues wiping down the cabinet faces or the countertops. I'm not super careful. I mean, for the most part, I do try to use like non-tox cleaning materials, but that's just my own philosophy for cleaning materials that I want to use. It's not specific to any type of ratio of durability of the materials to the type of cleaning products. Like, I'm pretty sure you could use even the harshest cleaning products on this vinyl material and it would still hold up pretty well. But I wasn't being specifically careful with the materials I use. Like, I use a sponge just to wipe everything down, and I use dish detergent to wipe everything down, and I haven't had any major issues with ripping or tearing. There were instances with the countertop material where if there was a little tear or if it was wet for any reason, the water would get up underneath, and of course, naturally over time, the countertop material would start to peel up. And I noticed this in heavy duty areas, like where my air fryer is, because I'm moving that back and forth. Where the sink is, there's a lot of water around that area typically. So in these areas, I did notice that the water gets up underneath of there, and if the peel and stick paper is not down completely flat and it's not like laid down clean, water will get up under there, it will rip, and it will pull the paper up. Now, on the positive note though, I did notice that it didn't cause the whole countertop to peel up despite all of the water and everything else. I have little rips here and there, but the water didn't completely peel the whole thing up, which was actually nice because my countertop essentially is still in place. So there is some updating that needs to be done in places like the corners of the cabinet and to be honest, I did struggle with these corners. I probably did each corner differently every single time, but I did notice on the cabinets the corners coming up a little bit and it not being as sticky and tacky, but I do plan on like cutting those edges off. And then for places where the countertop is ripped, I definitely want to replace that, and I can probably do that in sections because of the pattern that's on the countertop. I can definitely get away with hiding the seam, so I'm 100% okay with cutting strips to replace the torn pieces. There's also places that I just didn't finish, specifically the backsplash, because I ran out of tile. It comes in a pack of 10, so I did end up ordering like one single sheet of it just to finish behind the sink because that was a little bit more obvious. I do have space behind my air fryer where it also needs to be finished, so I'll probably end up buying another pack of 10 for the backsplash and then finishing that up. And then, just like I said, doing some of the finishing touches, cutting off those corners, fixing the countertop, and honestly, really, there's not that much more that needs updating because it's still in pretty good shape. All right, so let's talk about the cost of materials because I really want to talk about whether or not I felt like doing this upgrade was worth it. So for the upper cabinets, I ended up using 3 rolls, and it only comes in one size, which is the 24 by 196. And each roll was $26, which would bring us to a total of, did I do that math right? That is not the right math. Hold on a second. 26 times 3. Oh, 78. Okay. I have no idea where I got that number. I knew the total seemed kind of low. Anyway, so for the lower cabinets, I ended up using 2 rolls. And by the way, I still do have vinyl paper left over that I didn't use. So I will be able to fill in anything else that I need to with the vinyl paper that I do have. So I used 2 rolls, which were $28.99 each, which brought me to a total of $57.98. And for the backsplash, like I said, it comes in a sheet of 10, and it was originally $60, but they had a $15 coupon. And I checked again, and they still have that $15 coupon. And plus I purchased, like I said, the 1 single sheet, which brought me to a total of $55. And for the countertops, I used 1 roll, which was 15.8 by 197, and that was $17.99. So for my total, let me review the total because I miscalculated because math is just not my subject. $78 plus $57.98 plus 55. Okay, so the whole project cost me a total of rounding up, $210. And if I add the other pack of tiles to finish up the backsplash completely, the total would be $208.97 plus 45, $253.97. So roughly $250 to do my entire kitchen. So was it worth it? Absolutely. I cannot tell you how happy I am with the end result of this kitchen. Despite the fact that it does have its issues, it does need some touching up, it's not completely perfect, I haven't had any issues other than that as far as durability and maintenance. It wipes down extremely easy, it wipes down extremely clean, and overall I'm extremely happy with the end product, and all for literally under $300, $250 total to do this entire kitchen. So I do wonder when I pull up the peel and stick vinyl, which I kind of tried to do a little bit in like certain places just to see what it's looking like underneath, if it's gonna rip or anything like that, the cabinets underneath. I haven't seen any issues so far. So when I do actually finally move from here, I'll likely do another video, so recording that whole process so you can see what this kitchen looks like after all the peel and stick has been removed, because I'm sure people would be interested to see that too. But like I said, having a kitchen that you actually want to walk into is extremely important to me. Having a toddler and working full time, it can be extremely exhausting coming into this kitchen, trying to prepare a meal, trying to prepare something for the both of us that we actually both enjoy eating. I want to make the cooking process as enjoyable as possible. And originally, when this was still new and I first put up my kitchen, every time I would walk by and I didn't have to see that it is brown, and I could just walk by and see the cool whites and the grays and just out of the corner of my eye, it just brought such a smile to my face. Doing this project, it was tedious and tiring, and I spent long nights putting it together. But now, a year later, seeing how it's held up, seeing how a week's project is still making me happy after a year, I think it's well worth it, and I would definitely do it again. So that's going to be it for this video. If you like this video, please make sure to like, and don't forget to subscribe. I release videos every single Thursday. Alright, thanks for following along on my 1 year update of my peel and stick kitchen, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.